Food allows you to tap into various forms of thought frequencies. What do I mean by these thought frequencies? Well, when we think of thought, that thought that we think is generally stimulated by the emotion that began. Now, those emotions are either stemmed from the past, from emotions of traumas, from past lives, and from various kinds of emotions that we've gathered in the past few years. So these emotions are what triggers thought. Okay? So really and truly, the way the probationer, or should we say the beginner on the path to transformation, is actually actualizing this information, is that he reacts instead of acts according to his thought process. So the thought process that does not rule. The emotion is actually the ruler of the thought process, which is triggered. Okay? And then thus the thought then follows. So for the beginner on the path to spirituality, he has to observe the food, the intakes, the behaviors that are stimulated from general food types. Now, let's identify and deepen our awareness of what food does in the indigestive system and how it functions in different areas which align to different behaviors. For example, for a student who eats a lot of red meat, that activates the animal nature, the beastology. It creates that force of anger. It allows one not to think as straight as one should think, because the animal side is dominant. Remember, when you eat meat, you're actually intaking the emotional trauma of the animal before death. So during that death period, the animal is feeling that traumatic event. You are actually feeding yourself with that energy. So that energy becomes a part of you, partly. Now, what that means is that you now have to identify between not the thought, but the emotion of the animal, your emotion, and various kinds of emotions which are being transferred to you on a day-to-day basis. Especially when you live in a city. Living in a city has so much deadly effect. It has a lot of deadly organ energy. Deadly organ energy is actually negative energy. So these are constant emotions which are being triggered and sent out and projected to society. So remember that when you eat meat, it causes those effects. Red meat, like I said, has a more potent, powerful effect on the body. When you begin reducing red meat and you shift over to chicken or fish, which is white meat, the animalistic nature begins to bit by bit slow down.